it's Erica. Welcome back to Maniacal Reader. Today I'm going to talk to you about the third episode in the Gilmore Girls revival. In this episode, with Rory's job prospects failing, she finds herself back in Stars Hollow. She insists that this is only temporary and that she's not back. With Rory once being in New York and being in track of her journalism career, she sees this move back to Stars Hollow as a step backward and not necessarily a good thing. Luke's daughter April is home for the summer, since she's just graduated from MIT and she plans to go to graduate school. During this episode, April and Rory have a heart-to-heart, which I thought was nice. It seems a relationship has formed between them, which is nice to see. April mentions to Luke that she wants to go to China or Italy over the summer. When Lorelai and Luke are talking after dinner, Lorelai is wondering where April is going to get the money to go on this trip that she wants to go on. And she offers to help Luke figure out the financial part of it. But surprisingly, Luke doesn't let her in and says that April is mine and Rory is hers. I thought that the huge conflict in their relationship that happened in season 6 in the original series would have changed by now, especially after all this time. When I saw this part, I was like, oh, not again. I guess things haven't really changed between them. Speaking of changes, we see more changes with Emily. She is found sleeping until noon when Rory calls her. She has a TV in the living room, which she would have never had in the original series. Plus, she has her dinner served to her on a TV tray, which is just out of this world. In the original series, we would have never seen Emily use a TV tray. She always had her dinner served to her in the dining room. It seems that Emily is loosening up on her rigid rules, so to speak. She's actually becoming a little more normal, which is cool to see. We also see that Emily has a relationship with one of Richard's old friends that he used to work with, named Jack Smith. Lorelai is kind of weirded out by this, and she's wondering what the hell is going on, that she is in somewhat of a relationship with him. Jack is just a friend. In this episode, we finally get to see a town meeting where Taylor mentions that he wants to have a Stars Hollow musical, which I thought was kind of cool at first. And then he mentions that the Stars Hollow Gazette is failing and going under. This is when Rory stands up and declares that she wants to save the Stars Hollow Gazette. This is the first time in the whole revival that we get to see that passionate spirit that Rory has. And it reminds me of the old Rory. So we finally got to see that part of her. That part of her still exists in there. It just hasn't had a chance to come out yet. Rory starts working at the Stars Hollow Gazette. It's not anything like he'd expect. Two old people working in what's supposedly supposed to be a newsroom. So she's running the Stars Hollow Gazette by herself, but doesn't seem to mind. Also, much to my happiness, Jess reappears in this episode. And he plays a pivotal role in Rory's new direction in life. He says that this is just a rut. You're a great writer. You've always been a great writer. And he kind of encourages her, just like he did back in the original series in season 6 when Rory dropped out of Yale. He suggests to Rory that she write something she's really passionate about, even though she likes working at the Gazette. And he suggests that she write a book about her and her mom's relationship. Rory says that she'll consider the idea. We also get to see the results of the Stars Hollow musical. I found that some parts of the Stars Hollow musical funny, but they didn't necessarily add anything to the series. I felt that they spent way too much time on this musical aspect of the episode, which I didn't really like. As we know, Lorelai has been going to therapy sessions by herself without her mother, since Emily didn't really want to be a part of them anymore, and that she seemed to be fine without them. We learned that Lorelai isn't necessarily happy in her relationship with Luke. At the end of the episode, we learned that Lorelai decides to leave for a few weeks and go wild, which is based on the book that she was reading about this woman who was struggling with her father's death. Decided to take a trek over some hills and mountains in California. She just abruptly leaves without giving Luke any real explanation as to why she wants to do this or why she's deciding to do this now. So when I saw the ending, I was like, what? Why does she suddenly want to leave without giving him an explanation? I thought that was really abrupt, but I could understand that Lorelai just might want to clear her head about things and just everything that she's struggling with. What are your impressions of this episode? Did you like Rory working at the Stars Hollow Gazette? Did you like that a small part of her personality came back in this episode? Did you really like the musical aspects of this episode? Or did you feel that they just sort of dragged on like me? Let me know your thoughts down below.